And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, February 15th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. We welcome you on this Wednesday morning. And we're glad to be on the air for Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. And I guess even more glad to have Bob McDonald right here with us again this morning.
Good morning.
You know something else I'm glad of?
What's that?
I'm drinking out of a Cedar Stone Cafe cup.
Yes.
I ran out.
I'm glad you remembered. I remember last week you had just a plain white cup, and you told me to be sure and get you some more. And I was glad to see you come in yesterday and see Brenda and get 2 sleeves.
I had forgotten that we even had that conversation, but I'd made me a little note. I'm out, go by and pick some up, so I did.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did.
Well, it's not Wednesday if we don't have the Cedar Stone, green Cedar Stone Cafe
I know.
cup.
I appreciate that, and you always have my information in a green folder, and oftentimes you'll have on a green shirt or something.
Not exactly green today, is it?
That's close enough. That's close enough.
Well, how you been?
Doing great, and well, this weather's nice, isn't it?
It's
nice and warm.
Little liquid sunshine today, but it's warm.
It's supposed to get a little cooler in the week, but I tell you, it's nice. We're getting closer to that Bob McDonald spring calendar of March 1, and I was thinking this morning coming in, it's been about 2 years ago now. It was mid-March, and I was in my spring, attitude, and the night before I left to come out, Susan drives a Jeep Wrangler, and so I asked her if I could take her Jeep in. I want to take the top back, and so we put the top back that night. So I drove in the next morning, and it was cold. God, it was cold. And she said, "What are you doing?" She said, "It's freezing out here." I said, "I know, but it's springtime." So I came out here to see you on this morning. And after I finished up with you, I'm leaving. And as I'm pulling out, Susie is pulling in. And we stop and we talk. And she said, "What are you doing?" So I heard it from 2 Susans that morning, that, "Hey, you're crazy. It's not springtime. It's freezing outside." But
well, you bet you got some attention anyway.
Yeah, I did. But I wasn't going to let it get me down.
Well, what about banking? What do we need to say about banking today?
Well, I tell you, we've been talking a lot about, you and I have, about the economy, and it's still very strong here in your listening area, Coleman. I know that when you read national media economic reports, we hear about a possible recession, and we hear about those things. And I guess it's possible, but I can tell you right here in your area, the economy is strong, and people are employment is strong, wages remain strong. People are buying things. They're buying cars. They're buying houses. They're renovating houses. Their businesses are investing in equipment. So it's still very good here. Some folks think the Fed should have raised interest rates by 0.5 point last time, which was about 2 weeks ago. They're due to meet again next month, and interesting to see if they raise it 1/4 or 1/2 again.
I'm going to guess 1/4.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. It'd be hard for them to drop from 1/2 to 1/4 and then go back to 1/2, wouldn't it? So I think that's what the expectation is. But we'll see. But again, things have really, rates have seemed to stabilize. 30-year fixed rate loans have come down. Back a few months ago, Coleman, that rate was about 7.25. Now it's about 5.5, 5.75. So things are getting better in terms of interest rates.
Well, your CD rates are somewhat better for those who want to go that route.
Exactly. Increasing rates can be good for depositors, of course, and it certainly is for our customers. And they're seeing a higher rate on their money market account, and they're seeing higher rates on their CDs, and so we're making sure that we remain competitive in that environment.
Well, let me ask this, just as kind of a banking 101, I guess, but would you rather have a lot of people putting their money in CDs and using that rather than getting it somewhere else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. We would much rather see. We'd much rather fund our loan demand with market deposits.
All right.
Folks who are around
That's
here.
what
in
I
our
was
area.
asking,
Yeah.
but in a different way.
Yeah.
You got a good banking way of expressing.
Well, we want to have more deposits in the bank than we have in loans.
Yeah.
That gives us the liquidity that we need. So we'd much rather have deposits that are right here in our backyard from our friends and neighbors. And we look for diversity in that deposit portfolio. We want a certain amount of CDs. We want a certain amount of money market accounts. We want a certain amount of savings accounts. We want a certain amount of checking accounts. So we want to see a diverse deposit portfolio.
All right, boy, the time has flown by this morning. Let's mention that Simply Better free check.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quickly, and then I want to see if you'll let me segue into your guest.
Oh, of course.
Good friend of mine. Well, Simply Free Checking Account, Coleman, it remains the cornerstone of our bank. We think it's the most important account at any bank, and it is free. It's free in every way. Free checks, free online banking with bill pay, free ATM or debit card. You can use an ATM anywhere in the world. It's free. So we invite your listeners who don't currently bank with us to come see us, and it'd be our pleasure to talk about our Simply Free Checking Account
Great
and
way
anything
to
else
get
we do.
started and establish that relationship. All right.
Give me 45 seconds to talk this. What a great guy Mark Hinesley is, president of the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. Mark, good morning.
Seconds. How about that? You're going to need more than 45
Exactly.
seconds, aren't you?
I know.
My mom would think so. Good morning.
Hey, it's good to see you this morning. And Susan and I and Robert and Mallory and Bob and Melinda and John Bounce had a great time at your annual awards celebration.
We had a good time, didn't we?
Yeah, congratulations. It's the second year you've done that kind of layout, if you will, and great location, convenient, nice hotel. And
Thank you.
So congratulations on having that idea to do something like that.
You know,
I thought it was
We
great.
had done it a different way for a long time, and then went to a committee of all things, and boy, they said, let's just shake things up a little bit. And it really was much more of a celebration than a sit down,
Yeah.
get dinner and whatever. And the feedback has been very, very positive, and it'd be hard to go back now because we raised the bar.
Well, I tell you what, you really have, and you made some changes as you and I talked that night about how you did the program a little different, where your winners got to be recognized a little
Yes.
differently, or maybe better.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your view, but I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, and look forward to seeing you today at your luncheon. Bob Jacobs and Robert and Susan and I will be there. So look
Yeah, I
forward to
don't
it.
know that I'd actually on the radio welcomed Bob Jacobs, but great guy.
Yeah.
He's very eager to help out, and he's around all the time, and the demeanor, it's just, I'm excited to get to work with him. I'm
Well-
glad he's going to join us today. We've got a long waiting list. We weren't able to accommodate everybody today, so we've got a long waiting list of people to get in. It's been sold out for quite a while.
Well, I'll tell you one thing coming before, as I leave, is one thing about Mark that he does, any business, he's very supportive of. I mean, when I need his help, he's there for me, just like I know he is for all of his other members. So I appreciate you very much, my friend.
Well,
Good
I
to see you.
appreciate you, and simply free checking, and you might as well add most beautiful landscaping in town too, because whoever's in charge of your landscaping at all three of your branches, and I drive by them regularly, they do a first-class job, my
That's
friend.
nice. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you, Bob, next Wednesday. And Mark Hinesley, we welcome you as the guest, as our usual guest for this day of the month, third Wednesday.
Yeah, and doesn't Mayor Bell typically follow?
If we had a city council meeting the night
Okay,
before, but
because I'm
it
thinking
depends on how the calendar falls,
Okay.
but not today.
I was thinking that I might have to get into some of his time, because it has been a busy month since the last time I was out here to visit with you. So how are you this
I'm
morning?
doing well.
I think you guys got some rain this morning over here. We had no rain. We got a little bit of wind last night, maybe a lot of wind. I don't know, but I didn't get any rain out by the lake.
Well, I don't know how much we've got. I don't think it's a lot, but some for sure.
I'll tell you what, the middle of February yesterday, short sleeve shirts. If we can just hang on until the middle of March,
There you go.
that lawn chair's looking pretty good. So.
You want to talk about more? Add more about your awards banquet?
Oh
and all?
yeah, there's a long list of people that helped make that possible, but we kind of got away from the banquet word. It's more of an annual awards celebration, and it really is more of a, I'll say, a party atmosphere. It's there's no sit down meal or anything like that. We have a fabulous array of hors d'oeuvres and signature cocktails. This year we had, because Mount Juliet Chamber's turning 60 years old this year, so this was kind of our birthday party, if you will, and they made a nice bourbon-based drink we called that the Wilson. And then there was more of a fruity cocktail, the other signature drink that we had, and we called that the Juliet. So some folks enjoyed having that available.
The Wilson and the Juliet.
Yeah, that was good things came from our committee. They did a fantastic job. I'm very fortunate that so many people pitched in: Kathy Streets, Tracy Pope, Gerard Bullock, Julie Roosevelt, Rochelle Regard, Robert McMurray. Our staff worked tirelessly on that. Pretty much really started getting traction around Christmas, and our sponsors stepped up and helped us out, and it was another sellout. And we had a band out of Shelbyville that came up and played for us this year, and it was an interesting time. The Hilton is very generous and gives us a great deal on hotel rooms, so people could just, when the party was over, they were right there in the hotel. So we were lucky. It was a first class party.
I think your chamber's still growing.
It is, and it's growing organically now. It's almost like we have 400 or 500 salespeople out there, because when they start seeing they're getting benefit from it, whether that's meeting new people, getting contacts for new employees, meeting new vendors, customers, other business people, the word kind of gets around, and then they just kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, nearly 20 new members in January that, for the most part, pretty much knocked on the door, if you will. And so that's pretty exciting to see that kind of growth. And we're coming off the best year that we've ever had, and nothing's ever even came close to 2022. So have no reason to think that 2023 won't be as good or better. We've had, and really it started about, I guess, October, November, but our community development meetings, we have standing room only. Leading Women had a record crowd last Thursday for their luncheon. I want to thank Civil Site Design Group for sponsoring that, so that the ticket money that they paid, 100% of that was able to go to the Leading Women Scholarship Program, which his generosity really helped out with that. We have a State of the City address today. And I'll back up the banquet. We had the mayor and all four of the commissioners in attendance. They all came out. And today at our State of the City address, first time in my, quarter century or whatever doing this, that we've had the mayor and all four commissioners at our monthly luncheon as well. So it should be exciting today. We have Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital is our sponsor for today. So I don't know. It's and I just keep going down the list of. It just seems like everything is really, really going well right now.
And Mayor James Maness will be doing the...
He is. He's going to be giving the State of the City address. Right. And there's a lot going on all across Wilson County, but, I spend most of my time kind of in our little area, and it keeps me hopping over there, that's for sure. So,
Mark, it's time for us to take a break.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And we have got to do that. Mark Honsley with the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce is here on Coleman & Company FM 98.9.
And at 7:18, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. Ride it off the lot. Write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. There's an accident 24 eastbound. It's going to be at Old Hickory Boulevard, but it's slowing it down westbound. Again, that's 24 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard. Give yourself extra time as you head out to Rutherford County. Coming in from Rutherford County is not too bad. It's slow in Sumner County on 65 southbound at the 103. One car flipped involved in this crash. It's crawling now around White House on 65 going southbound out of Robertson County into that small section of Sumner County. Prince's Hot Chicken is catering. Check out that menu online today at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
It's tax time, and Cars Unlimited Tax Service is locally owned and has 33 years of experience in preparing taxes. They do upfront loans of $250 to $6,000. They're also an authorized IRS e-file provider. Call 615-449-2955 or stop by 1006 West Main Street in Lebanon. Cars Unlimited Tax Service stands ready to help you prepare your taxes.
Didn't make it to lunch.
Coleman, Coleman and Company here on this Wednesday morning. We call it a wonderful Wednesday, and most times it is. Made more wonderful with you being here, Mark.
I'll tell you what, I think that's great. I do. We were talking about the annual banquet, and we have a long list of very deserving recipients that won awards, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our top award that's given annually is called the Paul Bowman Award of Excellence. And if you know, you know, Paul Bowman was here. He passed away in May of 1995. Long story. It's kind of like Heisman Trophy. Most people now have never met Mr. Heisman or whatever, or Naismith, or Walter Payton, but they know those are big awards, and this is similar to that. But Lee Campbell with Pinnacle Financial was the recipient of that award this year. If you know Lee, there's not a more deserving person. We did something a little different this year.
Lee is quite a character.
He is quite a character, and it just there's people like him that when you look around everything good that's going on, somehow he's got his fingerprints on it. It doesn't matter whether it's Leadership Wilson or CASA or Wilson Rides. He does our mastermind. He leads our Leadership by the Book, our faith-based networking group that gets together, and his peers nominated and selected him to win that very prestigious award. And we asked this, we'd never done this before, but at the banquet we asked last year's recipient, Kevin Sanders with Wilson Bank and Trust, to come up and present the award to him. So kind of a handing of the green jacket or whatever you can. And I think that went very well. But when you give someone an award like that, you hope that everybody that's in the room, when they call out the name, wow, you're absolutely right. That person definitely deserved it, and he certainly did. So I meant to mention that earlier, but we have something else coming up that it's something we've been doing for a long time. We were doing it even before the Music City Star or the We Go Star started taking people downtown, but we do a day on the Hill. Our state legislators, Debbie Stevens in Senator Pody's office and Susan Lynn, they help line up a day. We take 20 people on the train in the morning and go down meet with different commissioners. I said we had to go on a Wednesday because that's the day that Governor Lee does pictures. He doesn't do pictures on other days. He does group pictures on Wednesday. So I guess apparently he called one of them and said, "Hey, when Mount Juliet comes out, I want my picture with them. So will you please schedule it on a Wednesday?" At least that's what I'm telling people. So that's March the 22nd, I think, and we'll meet with different folks. And some folks have never actually seen Legislative Plaza, gotten to tour the Capitol, and we get to do all of that. So that's a fun day. People still talk about that went years ago, and I want to thank those folks for making that possible. We have it's not a ribbon cutting or a grand opening or anything, which is a little unusual, but this Sunday afternoon, Nelson Andrews Cadillac is having their official blessing of the property and the employees and customers. And so I can honestly say, other than maybe some churches that have done things a little bit unusual, this will be my first community blessing, if you will. So we're excited. We know we're getting close on the Cadillac dealership. Justin Beasley, heard him on the radio, I guess, yesterday. He was talking a little bit about the city commission meeting. It was it starts at 6:30. It was probably still going on at 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. It was a long meeting or whatever. So tomorrow night's our planning commission meeting, and try to keep an eye on that too, so that when I walk in over here on Wednesday morning, the third Wednesday, and MJ says, "Hey, what are they doing over there?" At least I have some sort of an idea. So I went to the Wilson Bank and Trust home show this past weekend, and if you haven't never put on an event like that, trust me, it's a lot of work, and they do an outstanding job. But the thing that I was really impressed with as I was making my way around through the exhibit hall and the hallway, the parking lot. I won't say any names. People probably know who they are, but I have to tell you, that building inside and the people, it looks as good as it did the day it was opened. It's fabulous. And you would think that with thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have been through there since it's been built, that it would show some wear and tear. And I can tell you from the customer's point of view, that floor shines just like it did the day it was open. So whoever's taking care of that, keep it up. And the other thing, it's the same employees.
Yeah.
They must love it.
Yeah.
They're still there. They are passionate about it, and it is theirs, and it shows, I think. So whoever's doing all that, keep it up. We did something else on Tuesday, January 31st, and we've been doing this for a number of years. We might have skipped a year in there with COVID when everything got turned upside down, but Melanie and I, Melanie Mentor at the Lebanon Chamber, we get together at the beginning of the year, every year, with our board chair, and chair-elect. And so Wes Dugan and Jerob Coggins, myself, Melanie, Julie Roosevelt, and Tracy Pope with Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. She's our board chair this year. We just get together and spend a lunch and try to find ways and look for opportunities to collaborate with the chambers, and Watertown certainly included as well, just to kind of make sure that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot, scheduling events, 2 events on the same day and things like that, because we do share a lot of the same resources, volunteers, people, sponsor money, ticket sales, and all that. So that's always fun. We look for, we compare calendars. Certainly everybody's invited to attend wherever.
Get that done kind of first.
We try to, we try to. We both have an annual banquet in the first, 45 days of the year, and so we'd be, we're a little bit preoccupied, but that's something we've been pretty consistent about doing, and we invite the chair-elect so that next year this isn't like everybody meeting for the first time. So I always look forward to that, and I'm get excited about the things that we can do together, because I know there are certain maybe people that look at geographical boundaries or voting district lines or things like that. But I got to tell you, Coleman, in my experience, my customers don't care where their customers come from. I've never had somebody say, I really don't want any customers from this zip code or whatever. So, commerce crosses all of those lines. And so it's in everybody's best interest in Wilson County that every business, wherever they're at, is successful. And anybody that is not helping everybody else be successful may be kind of part of the problem, to tell you the truth. So,
and that's sort of at least the back of my mind. I've always thought that the chamber is a facilitator of that sort of thing.
I agree. I mean, I tell people I don't.
Reason for being.
The chamber itself, we don't make anything. We don't sell anything. Heck, for 30 years, all my kids have seen me do is eat free food, go to meetings, and send emails. I mean, all we do is connect the dots and just try to help other people. We look into the crystal ball and say, what are the opportunities and challenges that are going to be coming on down the road? Because most of our customers, they're worried about who's going to be there to open up today. What are they going to do this weekend? And so, we kind of pool our resources and look into that crystal ball and try to anticipate those opportunities and challenges, and then amass the people together and see what we can do about it. So.
Well, if you can get everybody kind of on the same page and appreciating the community values and promoting one another, the friendships that are developed, and then the camaraderie, also the working together.
Those are lifelong friendships. It's and I know we're about out of time, and I won't belabor that, but or I really would get into the next segment for a little while. But to everybody that's out there shopping local, I hope you ordered your flowers and bought all your candy and everything from Valentine's Day from a local person. I passed a couple of flower shops on the way in here, and I thought, gosh, it's like yesterday was their Christmas. If you think about it, that was the biggest day of the year for a lot of those folks. So everybody that's listening, keep spending your money here in Wilson County. If you're looking for something that you can't buy, let us know, and I'll bet we find somebody that can get it for you here in Wilson County. How about that?
I think that's a great idea.
All right.
Well,
What's the rest of this month look like?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have our State of the City address is today. That's fantastic. We're getting ready, gosh, already talking about spring break. The legislature's in session, which keeps us hopping a little bit with our...
You'll be going down as a group.
Yeah, and our state association, we have a meeting every Monday morning at 10 o'clock when the legislature's in session, just to identify key bills and get a progress update on how those bills that affect business. I heard Mr. Hutto yesterday, Mr. Luttrell's on here. They work with the legislators on issues facing education, law enforcement. PJ Hardy the other day was talking about, hey, we got to let them know, because if you vote on this is what's going to happen. Right. And it's we kind of do the same thing from the business side.
Okay, well, thanks so much for being with us today. We'll look forward to your visit next time.
Oh.
It's a monthly thing.
I'm looking forward to it already.
Mark Hodgley,
thank you. Bye.
Mark Hodgley is with the Mount Juliet. He's the, let's see, your president and chief executive officer. Is that right?
Chief Encouragement Officer.
All right. Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. And that's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, so keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. We want to thank our friends at Bates Ford. And Bates Ford, they have the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $49.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1673 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're trying to clear up a crash out here. It still has traffic slow on 24 eastbound at OHB. Hopefully they'll have it back open and moving here in just a few minutes. Again, traffic's a little bit slow as you head out towards Murfreesboro. Yes, it's heavy coming the other direction on 24 out of Rutherford County. Murfreesboro headed towards Nashville through the Hickory Hollow area. Still slow. Go 65 southbound around White House from that crash. They're trying to clear in that section of Sumner County, but it's backed it up into Robertson County on 65 southbound up there. Give yourself extra travel time. I'm looking at it live right now. It's pretty slow. Buy your Ripley's annual fun pass with unlimited visits to Ripley's attractions in the Smokies for 1 year at the lowest price ever at Food City now through March 7th. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
When you needed portable heating, cooling, generators and remediation equipment, contractor tools, or any other equipment or solution to help you get the job done, you trusted Absolute Rental and Supply. Now that same team brings you more equipment and more solutions as Herc Rentals. From construction and industrial to HVAC and homeowner, Herc Rentals has the gear and expertise to get jobs done efficiently, effectively, and safely. Visit us today at 1325 Main Street in Lebanon or online at hercrentals.com. That's HERCRentals.com.
Hello, Cumberland fans. My name is Alejandro Smith from Lawton, Oklahoma, and I'm a pitcher on the Phoenix baseball team. We'll continue our homestand this Thursday at 1 o'clock with a single game at the 6 versus Indiana Southeast, followed by a doubleheader with Northwestern Ohio Saturday at noon and another single game Sunday at noon. You hear all the action on either WANT 98.9 FM, WCOR 1490 AM, WANTFM.com, or GoCumberlandAthletic.com. Check out the CU website for possible schedule changes due to weather. Go Phoenix.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
There is a potential for severe storms late tonight and into Thursday morning, so make sure you have a way to get weather alerts. Look for very warm weather, a high of 73 coming our way today with clouds rolling in. Temperatures will be in the 60s tonight as those storms take shape. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number 1 Ned.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday morning, and my friend Dave Hurst has joined us to talk about Herc Rentals. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you again. Herc Rentals, 1325 West Main in Lebanon. They have equipment and tool rental, and we've promoted that phone number for so long, which has not changed when ownership changed, 615-443-RENT. But now we want to focus even more on your website, I think. Herc Rentals, and that's H-E-R-C. Hey, I heard I don't know who does that commercial for you got running, but it did a good job.
Okay.
And Herc, H-E-R-C, rentals.com.
Right. A lot of people still get as confused with Hertz. You know, when they call in, they think we're Hertz, which they actually used to be one and the same company until about 6 years ago. So, but now it's a split. So it's H-E-R-C.
Well, you and I were talking last week, and I found out, I honestly, I had just thought that when Herc took over that you were new and had come here. You had worked with Philip Etherly for 2 years or so.
Correct.
So,
yes.
Anyway, you know the ropes there. You know the changes that have been made, and I think most of this, maybe all of it, is for the good.
It is, yes. No, there's been a lot of positive changes. You know, Philip had a great thing going on, and I think what they did is they came in, were able to build on what he already had there, and made a lot of good things, and made some good things better. So, but he definitely had a good foundation to build on.
You got any hot items you want to talk about right now?
Yeah, so I guess the main thing is just to remind people that, you know, we're getting into spring. You know, we're still going to carry a lot of the same products. We have black mulch, we have the brown mulch, the grass seed, the fertilizer, the straw, everything you'll need, you know, to start prepping your lawn and getting ready to look good.
And I think you've carried those for a long time. You probably have a lot of regular customers, maybe even some contractors that depend on you for that.
We do. We do have a lot of contractors, a lot of homeowners. And the reason I bring it up, because I know a lot of people were thinking maybe that would go away, you know, when Herc took over, but that has not been the case. We have decided to retain a lot of that. So you can still come there and still get all of your seed and all your mulch and fertilizer.
Well, another thing that I think has stayed the same, maybe gotten even better, the fact that if you're not able to transport that equipment that you're going to rent, if it's a large tool or something, you'll be glad to take it out, set it up, come pick it up when they get through.
That's correct. And I think the great thing is that we actually have a bigger radius that we can serve now. So, I mean, we're going as far as Cookville and beyond. So there's really no area right now that we can't service. So.
Well, what's some of the leading things that you have your people moving out to a location and going and picking up?
So right now, I think the big thing is going to be like your big telehandlers, your big man lifts, and then obviously your excavators and your skid steers are probably the four most popular items that we have in the entire company. So
those skid steers I hear a lot of talk about them.
Yeah, we mainly stick with Kubota, but now that we've got, you know, access to more equipment, we definitely carry a lot more brands. So we do have Bobcat, we do have some Volvo and some other things. So yes.
Bobcat's a brand name?
It is a brand name, yes.
Okay. Kind of like we used to call all refrigerators Frigidaires. Now, that's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
But the Bobcat is actually what?
It is actually a brand name. It's actually a brand name skid steer.
All right,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
A Bobcat's a skid steer.
Yeah, a lot of people will call in, and if I have someone new working the counter, they'll say, I need a Bobcat. And so a lot of people get a little confused by that because, you know, we're so used to saying that it means a skid steer, but it actually is a brand name. So,
but it's quite a versatile tool.
It is, yes. I mean, there's so many things you can do and so many different attachments that you can put on a skid steer. You can put on a set of forks, you can put on buckets, mowers, a lot of different things, rakes, a lot of different things you can utilize.
Well, if somebody is even looking for some ideas, maybe, I think your website's a good place to go, see what you have, but maybe get an idea of a better way of doing something.
Correct, yes. And then also our personnel, you know, with a lot of the guys that have a lot of experience, not only, you know, in the rental, but also using it as well. So that helps as well. And we also do have right now, we do have some equipment for sale. So if someone's interested, you know, give us a call and we'll be able to let them know what we have.
All right, 615-443-RENT is still that phone number. And again, Dave Hurst is the assistant branch manager. You got a lot of good help there. Are you looking for anybody right now?
We're still looking for a road mechanic, and then we're also probably at some point be looking for another yard coordinator. So, yes.
Okay, well, if you're looking for a job, keep that in mind.
Correct, yes.
All right, well, thanks for being with us. We'll do it again next Wednesday.
Thanks, Coleman.
All right, that's Dave Hurst, assistant branch manager for Herc Rentals, 1325 West Main in Lebanon. Their website, hercrentals.com, and that's HERC, and the phone number 615-443-RENT. All right, we are right now 22 minutes before the hour, and this morning I'm going to introduce Corey Cluck in the
beginning here because Chloe is with Sherry's Hope organization, and good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And how
Glad
are
to be here.
things?
Things are good.
You've got an event coming up we want to talk about.
We do. I think Gail's going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to if it's okay, I'd like to really talk about Colon Cancer Awareness Month that's coming up in March and our test kit
All right,
program.
well, Gail, the Gail you're talking about is Gail Hibbert. who
Yes,
is
sir.
A regular with us anymore. Gail, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you. And we have a couple of other people over here. Introduce yourselves, if you will.
Well, good morning. My name's Elisa Eakes,
Yes.
and I'm the person that works at Sherry's Hope and would coordinate how we would assist
And
you.
you've been here a few times before.
I have.
And
Good morning. My name's Kesney Beatty. I'm the new marketing director at Sherry's Hope.
okay, well now we've introduced everybody.
The
around
gang's
the
all
table
here,
this
Coleman.
morning. You want to go ahead and talk about that, or?
Sure, whatever you want to do.
Well, I tell you what I want to do. I want Gail to just give us a real minute summary here of this fundraiser that we're talking about.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Times.
All right. The Hope Gala is a spinoff of the Mardi Gras party that has historically happened that's the latest version of it. And so it's like a masquerade ball. It is February 25th at 6 o'clock at the Farm Bureau Expo Center. And tables are $2,000 and tickets are $250 each.
Mm-hmm. All right, and when's this going to be again?
February 25th, 6 p.m.
And that is, I need to look at the
Week
calendar.
from Saturday.
Yeah, a week from Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
on a Saturday night.
That's correct.
What time's it start?
6 o'clock.
All right, and you can go the whole night.
Of course. Of course.
All right.
It's a party to remember.
That's right.
Okay, good. Corey,
Yes, sir.
give us a serious message here.
Okay, well, so Sherry Whitaker, who's Sherry's Run and now Sherry's Hope, is named after, passed away from colon cancer in 2004. So we are always very passionate about colon health and trying to get people to get tested and understand the importance of early detection. And so we offer a fit test kit every year. We really focus on it in the month of March because March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, but we offer them all year long for anybody who'd like to get one. We'll send them to you and you can get tested and, try to prevent something before it's a cancer diagnosis. And so.
Well, that's been one of your themes. It seems like when you've been here, you've talked about that, and
Yes, sir.
you appreciate being able to offer this, and evidently you've got some good reasons for this.
Well, I do. I'm very passionate about. I knew Sherry not well, but I did know her. But personally, my father passed away from colon cancer. And my husband had precancerous polyps well before he would have ever been at the age that you would typically go and even get your first colonoscopy. And so I'm very passionate about everybody getting tested and knowing the risks and that it's, there's these simple tests that you can do. And we offer ours for free. All it costs you is the cost of postage to mail it to our partner, Ascension Medical Group, which also St. Thomas, most people know by that name, but they partner with us and we're able to offer that for free. Just costs you some stamps to mail it.
Yeah. Well, and what's the easiest way to get one of these?
Well, got a couple of ways. So if you go to our website, sherryshope.org, you click on the button that says Request Test Kit. If you're on a desktop computer, if you're on a mobile site, you have to click the menu and find that button, and that'll take you to a form. You can request it. Or you can call us at the office, 615-925-2592. That's our main number. So if you Google Sherry's Hope, that's the phone number that'll come up. You can call and leave a message, or you can text that number. It's a cell phone. Or you can email info@sherryshope.org. Just let us know your name, your address, and how many kits you want, and we'll mail them.
So it's that simple.
That simple.
Yeah. All right. One other thing, explain here, but we've done this 2 or 3 times, but people have heard of Sherry's Run for years. Sherry's Hope has come along a lot later, and it's tied together. But what's the difference in Sherry's Hope and Sherry's Run?
Well, Sherry's Run started as a 5K run in memory of Sherry Whitaker. But over the years, we developed into an organization. But it was confusing to people. They didn't really understand that. They thought we were still a 5K run that happened one time a year and didn't know that we're a year-round organization. So in 2021, after the COVID year, when, we didn't know if we'd ever be able to have those events again, or there could be a time when maybe we couldn't have in-person events, we needed to change our name so people knew we're here, we're an organization, and better explain who we are. So Sherry's Hope became our organization name, but the event is still Sherry's Run, and then we have the Sherry's Hope Gala.
Very well explained, but that is I think a legitimate question.
Sure.
Asking a legitimate discussion here.
Well, a lot of people don't know yet.
They're
too.
tied together,
Yes,
but Sherry's Hope is a year-round thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, Alicia, what do you got for us this morning?
Oh, I'm just here for support.
Elisa is our patient assistance director, and she's so great. She deals with all the patients that we assist. And so
do you stay
don't let her
busy?
fool you.
Oh, we're unfortunately, yes. It's I'm so excited that we can help so many people, but at the same time, it's
You wish you didn't have to.
Yes, I wish there was a cure and we didn't need Sherry's Hope, but
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to a break here in a moment, but Gail, tell us again, and we're going to get more specific when after we go to the break here, but in case anybody wants to leave us, we want them to know again about, it's a week from Saturday night, right?
Sherry's Hope Gala, February 25th, 6 p.m. at the Farm Bureau Expo.
Now, tell us again about how you get to go.
How you get to go? Well, you can purchase a table for $2,000. Individual tickets are $250. And if you need information on either one of those two options, you can contact Sarah Alter at 615-946-2848 or Julie Miller Wilson, 615-449-7880.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a break right here and more coming up on Coleman County FM 98.9.
And at 7:44, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, you can write it off the lot, write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm still looking at a big delay coming down through Robertson County into Sumner County on 65 southbound. At the 103, they're trying to clear that crash, and it's just crawling through that section of Robertson County now, trying to get through White House. That's definitely our biggest delay, there's no doubt. They're wrapping up an earlier wreck we had on 24 East out there in Antioch around OHB. That's not causing too much of a problem. Of course, the heaviest flow of traffic's over in the westbound lanes coming in from Murfreesboro. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is catering. Check them out online today. That menu, it's awesome. PrincessHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedarstone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment for the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedarstone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on this Wednesday. We're talking about the Hope Gala coming up on February 25th to benefit Sherry's Hope. And Sherry's Hope, we've already explained, is an organization that helps a lot of people. And of course, we have Sherry's Run, which I guess is the big thing. But this gala is this relatively new?
Well, the gala concept is relatively new. It's historically been a Mardi Gras party, but that's most recent. It has a long history where it's been several different iterations of a party. But the latest is the last 2-3 years was a Mardi Gras. Is that right, Carrie?
This would be the 7th annual Mardi Gras, if that was the name. So, and before that, it was Low Country Boil for many years.
Yeah, right.
And before that, it was the Shamrock Society getting together, a group of guys getting together and, hanging out.
We've had some change over the years, to say the least.
That's
here.
right.
But
we're all about some change.
Well, how did you get into this?
Well, I'm part of Leadership Wilson.
Yes.
And so every year, Leadership Wilson gets divided up, the class gets divided up, and we have projects that we have to work on. The Sherry's taking and working with the Sherry's Hope Mardi Gras to maybe upscale it a little bit, give us a little bit of a fresh look. That became our project for my group. And so that's where the concept came from for the Sherry's Hope Gala. It benefits directly Sherry's Hope, so allow them to do what they do. And so nothing's changed on that end. It's just more the look and the feel of the event a little bit. And I mean, it's exciting to see this all come together. There's a great look that's being prepared for the evening. And I believe we are almost completely sold out. I think there's just a little bit of space. So if you want a ticket, you need to be making those phone calls now.
Yep.
Well, I think we hear you there. Now, the fact that this is the Farm Bureau Expo Center.
That's quite handy.
Well, you're in charge of booking that, but I'm sure you help make a space available for this one.
Well, Katie came to me last year and wanted to explore it. I think they had outgrown the space that they were inside the Capitol Theater. And I mean, the Capitol Theater is a great space, but it does have its limitations in terms of you hit a certain point, you do need to kind of spread out a little bit more. So that was the point of bringing it over to the Expo Center. And I was very thrilled that we were able to bring something like this back because she wanted to find a date that they could count on, that they knew that they'd have, so that for planning forward. Mm-hmm. As I tell everybody that comes into the expo, you need to plan ahead. And so that's what Katie was doing.
Well, Alicia, I want to talk to you a little bit more because you are one, I think, that maybe people apply to. They come to see you if they need help, and you dispense. You probably have a committee or somebody. Maybe you don't have the final say on everything, but you have a lot to do with the money that goes to help the people, right?
Yes, sir. I would be your main contact.
Well, and how long have you been doing this?
7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been here and talked about that a few times, and
Yes,
but people get, as the old expression is, get between a rock and a hard place. They need some help, and you, from what I understand, pretty much whatever has been available has pretty much been dispensed. I guess you have a little in reserve, but you have so much money each year that's allocated to help people.
Yes, sir. Each person or each family we assist has the same monthly budget, and then there is a lifetime limit, but it would take almost 2 years to max out. And so our goal is to just be a bridge while you're in that financial distress that's caused by cancer, just to help you either get through and figure out what you're going to do long term, or you go in remission, or you're cancer free and can return to your previous lifestyle.
You probably, I would think you get a lot of thank you notes, a lot of thank you hugs, or whatever, a lot of appreciation shown for what y'all are able to do.
I do. It's really rewarding to be able to just make somebody's day with a phone call. And we do check in on those that we're assisting, on a regular basis. We like to be prayerful for any upcoming tests or anything they're anxious about.
Yeah.
And so it is. There are perks to my job. It can be very rewarding.
Well, Cora, I would think you feel the same way. You
Yes,
don't
sir.
exactly sit in the same seat she does, but y'all work together.
Absolutely, yeah. It is a blessing to be able to see what the impact has been, and patients are always very thankful and make sure to tell Elisa especially, but she shares with us, with our board, at our meetings and of different things that she's gotten from the patients.
And I'm sure a lot of people say, I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't helped me. Don't you hear that a lot?
Yes, sir.
Every day nearly.
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
the newest member of our four here is Kesney Beatty. And Kesney, I didn't get your name till we got to the break here, but I told you why. These hearing aids work, but they don't always, it's not as clear as it used to be. But we're glad to have you this morning.
Thank you.
But I want you to take a little time here and scoot over just a little closer to the mic and tell us about yourself. You have gone to Cumberland. You're working on your master's, I understand. But tell us about that.
Yes, sir. So I've been at Cumberland. This is my 5th year there. I love it. I just love the small town atmosphere that it brings. I know a lot of people on campus.
Well, now, are you from here?
I'm from Watertown.
Okay.
So
all right.
even smaller.
It's still part of Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Any particular reason you chose Cumberland? From what you already said, maybe, or?
I just love how small it is, and it's kind of like a family there. You get to know everybody, and I wanted to stay close to home. I love Wilson County.
You know nearly 3,000 people.
Not all of them, but I try.
And what are you studying?
Business administration with a minor in marketing.
But you're going for your master's.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, and as far as what you're doing here with Sherry's Hope and working with Alicia, I guess, and with Corey, what's that like?
So I'm brand new, but I've loved it so far.
Well, how brand new? When did you start?
Last week.
Oh, okay. That's brand new.
She's fresh.
But it's been amazing. They're wonderful people, and I've loved to get to know just how impactful Sherry's Hope is to so many.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, do you have any real part to play in the gala that's coming up here?
Not that I know of, but definitely.
But you could be on call, maybe.
maybe.
We don't put her on the spot, never.
Well, Gail, one of the things you did say is that you're almost sold out, and that is that's saying a lot, I think.
It is. It really is. I mean, they've done such a great job with the event from year to year. The group that I'm with is simply helping. This is not our event. It's Sherry's Hope's event. But
it is Leadership Wilson.
We are participating because that's our project this year.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that's important because you got to have a project, and this you must have picked a good one here.
Well, it's kind of funny because everybody that's on the committee from Leadership Wilson, I know well. And I was like, no, I'm not surprised that we ended up all together because it just kind of speaks to the heart of what we're doing. I personally truly appreciate and value the work that these ladies do because I've had I lost my best friend to colon cancer. And when it hits your life, it's earth-shattering sometimes. Yeah. And so, yeah, preventative testing is huge. So I could echo everything that Corey's had to say because it's so important. And that's why I chose to be part of this particular project, was because I want to help advance it. I could see this event quickly moving into the other half, into the half of the main exhibit hall. I really could, just because the energy that's behind it, the historical energy, as well as Wilson County's growing and trying to get that word out and trying to bring new people in and trying to get that energy to spread. It's going to, just by the nature of how the event is run.
Yeah, and Alicia, no doubt you're glad to see not only the Sherry's run, the money that comes in, but now the gala and having this one. It sounds like it's going to raise more funds maybe than in the past. So that's more ways you can help people, right?
Yes, sir. The gala, if it's anything like the previous Mardi Gras, it's a very successful event. It's a fun night, and just speaking on behalf of the people at Sherry's Hope, we are so appreciative of the volunteers and the committee and Julie that heads it up. I mean, it's a huge success, and it's a big night.
All right, we've got about 3.5 minutes here, and if you joined us late, we've got don't usually have 4 people around, but this morning we are glad to not only have Corey Cluck and Alicia Eakes with Sherry's Hope. Well, actually, Kesney Beatty, you're with Sherry's Hope too. You're the new kid on the block.
Yes, sir.
Along, of course, with Gail Hibbert, part of Leadership Wilson, and the lady that's in charge of the Farm Bureau Expo Center. So, you have a few tickets that are left.
We do. So tables are $2,000.
Do you have any tables left?
I believe there is maybe one at this point. I was trying to get an update
Maybe if you
on
beg
that.
Julie. Maybe if you beg Julie, she'll can make room. I'm not sure.
We didn't have a meeting this morning, so I didn't get a quick update. But if there is one, it's probably only one.
All right.
Okay.
And a table is $2,000.
$2,000. Individual tickets are $250. There's probably not very many of those left either. So once they're sold out, they're sold out.
Right.
Like there's only so much room. So, and again, if you want ticket information or table information, you need to call Julie Miller Wilson at 615-449-7880 or Sarah Alter at 615-946-2848.
All right, one more time. This is going to start, what, at 6 o'clock, I believe?
6 p.m. That's correct.
A week from Saturday, which is the
25th.
25th, all right. February 25th. And we'll go until,
Midnight.
you sure?
They won't be there till midnight. They've got till midnight.
Oh.
But my understanding is the party usually wraps up somewhere around 10, 11.
Describe the entertainment, the party, the atmosphere.
We have the Sea Dock Boys going to be the entertainment, which is going to be really good. Really good. Super excited about that. There's going to be a silent auction. There's going to be a live auction. You're going to have a lot of people there, a lot of different personalities, a great auctioneer. It's just a great opportunity. And I have never been able to go to this event. So what's exciting for me is hearing the energy of it's always a fun event, just like you just said. Everybody says that. So I'm just excited to be a part of it and do whatever I can to help it be successful from our group side.
And dinner is by Ed Riley and Two
That is
Fat Men
correct.
Catering. So
Thank you for that.
That's
Yeah.
always
Hadn't mentioned
delicious.
That in itself is saying
That's a
huge.
reason to go right there, Yeah, absolutely.
And as far as Julie's number, if anybody forgets the number, just call Body Needs. Julie is Julie Miller Wilson of Body Needs. So if you just look up Body Needs, you can get that phone number.
All right, well, that about takes care of it this morning, but I want to thank all four of you for being here. Corey Cluck, Alicia Eakes, and Kesney Beatty with Sherry's Hope, along with Gail Hibbert, Leadership Wilson, and of course the one in charge out at the Farm Bureau Expo Center. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Coleman.
And that'll just give me time to remind you to join us tomorrow for the Thursday edition. And until tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful day.